balance. Activate a Prime bundle or gift it to a friend. Send credit. Check the Georgetown and Berbice Bridge schedules. Activate a roaming plan. Play Shake to Win for cool prizes. So don't worry about a data plan, buddy. Download the My Digicel app from the Google Play Store or the Apple App Store today. Digicel, better together.
The Guyana Elections Commission is currently conducting a registration exercise that will end on May 29, 2022. You can apply for registration if you will be 14 years and older by October 31st, 2022 and have never been registered. Apply for change or correction to your registration information such as names, date of birth, and occupation. Apply for a transfer if you have changed your address since you were registered. Apply for a replacement ID card if your ID card was lost, stolen, damaged, or destroyed. You must bring along original documents to support your application. Don't delay. Visit the GCOM registration office responsible for your area today. For more information, visit www.gcom.org.gy. Follow us on Facebook at Guyana Elections Commission or contact us on 225-027729 or 223-9653. Email pro@gcom.org.gy.
This is the news on top of the hour.
Live from our studio in Georgetown.
Kaieteur Radio, 99.1 FM.
Good morning. Welcome to this morning's newscast on Kaieteur Radio. I am Kevin Smith. Let's get to the news in detail. Almost 2 weeks ago, concerns were raised in the public regarding the legality of the environmental permit issued to ExxonMobil subsidiary ESSO by the local regulator, the Environmental Protection Agency. But to date, the organization has not laid these worries to rest. The environmentalist Simone Mangaljoli had written to the EPA head, Mr. Kemraj Parsaram, last April 16th, insisting that the Yellowtail permit be cancelled, while citing blatant irregularities in the conduct of the environmental impact assessment process for the project. The specialist outlined 4 areas in which she believes the process was flawed. For one, she argued that there was a failure to assess the significant impacts of the project before its approval, as the Environmental Resources Management, the consultant that prepared the assessment for the oil company, merely referred the public to sections of the assessment to understand the project, rather than clear up any misconceptions or directly provide answers. On the other hand, the environmentalist also challenged the selection of Environmental Resources Management to conduct the assessment on behalf of the oil company, as the consultant has been the lone agency to conduct such studies for Exxon to date. In other news, former Health Minister and PNCR member Ms. Valda Lawrence on Thursday addressed what she described as lies told by the Vice President Bara Jagdeo as he responded to a Bath Settlement Berbice resident during an outreach to the region on Wednesday. Jagdeo had reportedly questioned by a resident as it relates to the non-increase of NIS benefits for retired workers, when he explained that the agency was bankrupt due to the downsizing of the sugar industry by the former coalition government. The MP reasoned that Jagdeo must be reminded that it was under his watch that the NIS resources were plundered, as she highlighted that $2.5 billion was invested by the Vice President into common shares for the Berbice Bridge and another $810 million into the said bridge to cover the non-performing assets in the entity. Jagdeo, in his response, did not make mention of any of the other investments made with the resources of the NIS, but explained that the Berbice Bridge venture led to returns in the billions for the agency. And moving on. After earning $212 million in payments from Norway for its carbon services, Guyana is ready to build on this financial achievement by tapping into more market-based mechanisms that exist today for forest climate services. This is according to Guyana's Low Carbon Development Strategy 2030, which focuses on harnessing Guyana's unique advantages to create a new low-carbon economy. The document is currently the subject of country-wide consultations. Importantly, LCDS 2030 has 3 objectives, one of which is to promote forest climate services and other ecosystem services. From early 2022, the document notes that there is a strong possibility that Guyana can access market-based mechanisms for forest climate services that include private as well as international public sector financing. In other news, in a matter of weeks, a new company is expected to commence auditing the expenses incurred in the development of the country's oil wealth. This was the update provided by the Vice President Barrett Jagdeo on Friday. Guyana has a contractual 2-year timeline to ensure the audit of expenses is handed down by oil partners operating in its offshore Sarawak block. Guyana has been hit with some delays in assessing the fairness of these development sums, attributed to a lack of capacity by local companies to ensure the relevant checks and balances. Vice President Jagdeo said that given the available information, Guyana is expected to commence auditing the 2017 to 2020 oil-related expenses as soon as the new company is chosen to undertake the work. And moving on, days after killing her and burying her body in a shallow grave opposite their home, a 55-year-old laborer confessed to police that he committed the heinous act on April 22nd. In police custody is Avaman and Terry Permal of Kilcoy Chesney, Quarantine, Berbice. He was arrested for murdering his wife of over 30 years. Wiyunmati Permal called Datali a 53-year-old housewife. The couple shared 4 children, including professional cricketer Veer Sami Permal. Permal told police that he had beaten and choked his wife until she was unconscious and then wrapped her lifeless body in a bedspread. After this, the man said that he walked over to an empty lot opposite their home, located some 100 yards away, dug a hole, then returned to the house and dragged the body into the hole and covered it with dirt before returning home. And to wrap things up this morning, let's tell you that Guyana's Home Affairs Minister Robeson Ben made it clear on Friday that bars will be shut down for noise nuisance after receiving a 3rd warning from police ranks in the affected areas. Recently, citizens have been accusing the Guyana Police Force of not doing enough to stop noise nuisance by bars in residential areas, especially during the wee hours. It seems as though the public calls by citizens have prompted the minister to come up with a solution. The minister said that there have been occasions when the force was not very proactive in such matters and promised to ensure improvement in this regard. And that brings us to the end of this morning's newscast. I'm Kevin Smith. Thank you for listening.
Want value for your advertising dollar? Then place your ads on Kaieteur Radio's newscasts. Streamed live on 6 different mediums, reaching hundreds of thousands. Advertise today and watch your dollar grow. Call us on 225-8465 or 226-8210 today.